Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box, the Technical Trader at techtrader.com. Wednesday, the 1st of February. These are the charts of the day. Well, an up day in market, I think, saved by Apple and some of the high-tech stocks. Nasdaq did very well today. S&P, not so much, but it was a mixed session, but overall the technicals weren't too bad at all. So let's see about the long and short side of things. Apple, apparently. The first one, you want to take a look at the channel that it was in, and the breakaway gap on earnings today was a beauty. You can see the stock popped, exploded, ended up 740 or 6% on merely 112 million shares. That's one of the biggest volumes ever traded in Apple, particularly on an up day. You can see that I don't see a bigger up day in the last couple of years. So significant, but is it a blow off or is it a breakout? That's what you want to pay close attention to. If the stock does extend, my targets are going to be upwards of a test of the 133 3/4 area, 132 3/4. That's where the long-term resistance might lie, up here at the multiple quadruple tops. If we do get a follow through, that would be the test. If the channel tops tested, this could go all the way up to the high 130s. I think on a short-term basis, though, the stock has gone from the November lows around the 104 area all the way up to 130 today. So significant move enough for this stock to maybe have seen a short-term peak, but momentum strong, and with that kind of volume, we may see some follow through. Let's keep an eye on Apple going forward. Axiom, AXCM, big breakaway move, taking out a 4 or 5 month consolidation zone. The big breakaway gap on strong volume, 1.8 million for that stock, very big considering. 9 days to cover short. And one of the biggest volumes of the year, I would say second biggest volume on an up day all year. This was a breakaway gap, and we have another one here. That one led to higher levels. I believe this one might. My target's 32. AKAO. Popped out of the pullback. I want to show you this here. This is what it looks to me like. A flag, basically. Now, we ran to the top of the channel. We pull back to the bottom of the channel. Near price support. Snapped back yesterday. Follow through today. Looking much better. Now, the target's going to be just under 19, and then about 21.5, something of that nature. Those are my targets going forward. Advanced Micro had a great day today. You can see the pop that it had. Huge move for this stock. Jumping as much as, well, it was up to, near the high for the day. It closed up 169 or 16.3% on a massive 165 million shares. So huge move, clean breakout across the declining top sign out of the wedge. And as you can see, the pattern here shows that the test of the high should take place or can take place. It almost did today, actually. 1242 is the prior high. If this is going to set this in motion going forward, I could easily see 15, 16, something up in that zone. Big day for ARNC. Now I want to show you this pattern because I really like the look of this massive inverse head and shoulder base pattern that's taken 18 months to develop. Today with a pop of 249 or almost 11% on 16.4 million, this stock looks like it's right at the breakout point. If it gaps up tomorrow, it could run. Now on a swing basis, I'd have to target the stock somewhere in the, let's call it 32 range. That's quite a bit of 7-point move. But that would be my next target. And there's 6.7 days to cover. This may get dicey. Love to see a pullback consolidation, but it may come after it breaks out. Swing Blue doing very well after the wedge popped. It's now accelerating. Looking for a test of near 80, and maybe as early as tomorrow. And then we're looking into the mid-80s and mid-90s. There's 9.2 days to cover in this one. That could fuel the fire. Swing trade Cara Therapeutics hit my 17 target today, 1720 high, before backing off to 1649. It was still up $1.17 or 7.6%, and the volume was huge for that stock. One of the biggest volumes of the year, particularly on an up day. Now, it is or has reached a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave advance near resistance. So I'd have to say profits should be taken in this zone on the premise that it may pull back and consolidate, but momentum could carry it a bit further towards 18. CARB, the stock in my top 25 is acting great. You can see it broke out with a clean breakaway move today. Right through that. A large wedge of sorts. And it took out the resistance in there and exploded up near the high. It actually backed off of that level late in the day, but finished up $1.90 or 11%. And a volume of 1.3 million shares, very strong for that stock. It wouldn't surprise me if this one extended. Now, mid-channel target would be somewhere around there. So should we get to that, ultimately the top of the channel near 25.5, 6 would be a potential target. Let's keep an eye on this one. There's nearly 3 days to cover on that. Clovis with a bit of a follow through, but it backed off. It got up to 67 plus. My $65 target has been met. My next target is 75 and then 85. But I would not be shocked to see this at some point down the road in the next few weeks, as much as 90 to 100 range. I'd love to see a pullback in this stock. It's not giving you a chance to get in. If you didn't get in on this pullback there, that's the problem. Cirrus Logic, in sympathy with Apple and with on its own earnings play, up 3.5 million shares, traded up 6% today, 364. I like the look of it. I like the pop breakout and then a pullback kind of flag in here. So that broke away with a breakaway gap. Now, this is the highest level ever achieved according to this. Let's take another look at this. Yes, a new all-time high today. Based on the angle of ascent on the short-term channel, this could very well see 75 to 80 zone. However, I want to point out that after hours it got hit and is backed off several points. So be aware of that before you do anything with it. Do nothing until we see what the effect of that late pullback is and whether or not it recovers. EXCL, beautiful recovery from yesterday's dip and today's rip, up 70 cents. The overall chart pattern shows a consolidation, a retest of the moving averages, and up. Solid rising channel. Mid-channel line would be about 22. Now I'm looking at mid to high 20s. JNUG setting up nicely. This looks like an engulfing bar today. And if you see the increase in volume and a new 6-7 day high, all we need to do now is get above the 965 range, and this could start to run towards 11, 13, and 15. Keep your eye on this one, and gold in general. KRO with a pop today. After coming down and testing support, right near there, price trend line support, moving average support, it popped and got through resistance. My target, 16 going forward. Beyond that, high teens. LABU needs to be watched because it's right on a declining channel top and at the top of that large wedge, which if broken could lead to a move that takes it into mid and then high 40s, maybe even 50 short term if the market does run. NVIDIA breaks out today over this level. I consider that significant. The 111.92 area, the 111.89 area in here was broken with a definitive thrust today on 14.7 million, and it closed near the upper end of the range. First objective, to test 119.20 zone. If it gets through that, we may very well start going towards 130, 35, and 40. Big day for low price pull matrix. 30 million shares nearly. Exploded for 73%. You can see the pop, pullback, and then pop again. Stock has strong momentum right here. I will say that I think there's going to be a problem getting through the 5, 5.25 zone if it does get up there. This is your intraday pattern today. It's a beauty. You can see how that's my zone of resistance and target going forward. TNAV with a big pop today, broke out of a flag and exploded for 8.5% on strong relative volume for that stock. The base, the breakout, the flag, another flag, wave 5's underway, it looks like. I don't know how far it goes, and there is resistance up here. Take a look at the weekly chart, you'll see that a massive base is formed since 2011, and there's not a lot of resistance on this one all the way up to 14, so this one bears watching as well. TSEM, one of our favorites, continues to climb. Another new high today at 2166. It's slow going, but it's steady going. It looks like if it keeps going, we're going to see 23, 25 zone pretty quickly. 3.56 days to cover. And lastly, on the long side is URI, which broke out last week on a big breakaway gap and is now in a rising flag. My target's 150. With 6 days to cover, I think we may get there. Now we'll look at some of the shorts. It's a very mixed market out there. AutoZone, we put a new one on today. This bearish engulfing bar, going from 730 down to 713 and closing at around 715, down about 10, but breaking double bottom support could lead to a drop all the way down towards the February low, which brings it down about 680, 81. That's my first target. Second target would be somewhere around 663, but that zone, if that breaks, you got a long way to fall. It looks to me like a long top in play, long-term top. Look at the volume on the downside. as the stock starts to roll over. Well, restaurant stocks and retail stocks not looking good. Here's BJ Restaurants, down another 85 cents or 2.4%, but this wedge that it's forming looks like it's about to collapse. Looking for a test of the October low around 32, and then lower than that in the high 20s perhaps. Carter's still falling and looking pretty bad, down another $1.05 today. Bottom of this channel is beckoning in my opinion. Looking for a move down towards 73.4. ELLY. I'm showing you this because some people in the room are concerned that it went up today. Look, they go up, they go down, they go up, but net, it's still in a coil. Now, yes, it's above the 50. It's the first time since early November. So, you know, if you have a stop on it, you're fine. I wouldn't let the stock get over 88 or so, but we still got some room for this to back and fill and roll over. The eventual targets, 75 and then 66. L Brands looking ugly and still looks lower. Just broke out of the wedge, tried to rally back, couldn't do it, dropped another $1.41 today. For me, headed to 54 and then 49. Phillips Van Heusen dropped a whopping 394 or 4%, but it looks to me like it's right on support. It could collapse at any moment. The next target is around 81, 82, let's call it. Red Robin Garbage Burgers, engulfing bearish bar today, just like the pattern on AutoZone. Engulfing bar. Never a good thing. And a close underneath support. I'm looking for 41 next, and then 37, 38. And lastly tonight is SIG, continuing to look bad. I know the earnings are coming out, but I can't. That and Chipotle is another we haven't even looked at, but I do want to throw that out there. That I think Wall Street Journal had a negative article on them thinking negative earnings report. But the pattern doesn't look as bad as this does. I think SIG not only tests the 72.3 range, but takes it out and drops into the low to mid 60s. And folks, that's it for tonight. Have a good evening, everyone.